Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to rant a little bit today because I'm a little bit ticked off. Triggered, I guess you would say. Yes, I get triggered. And it's usually things that I see that happen out here in our trucking universe. Well, tonight I'm at the TA Express over in Nacogdoches, Texas. And there was this Volvo come whipping in, came in hot to the fuel pump. Had a covered wagon. Dude came, it was actually a team. They came in so fast. If somebody would have been walking across there, they would have killed them. It's ridiculous for somebody to do that. To come into a truck stop so fast, but we see it more and more nowadays, especially with these electronic tattletales in our truck. We have to fight to get to a stopping place in time. We have to be really good trip planners and hope that nothing gets in our way in order to get our schedules set up right. But let's not get off on the ELD. I'm getting off on truckers that speed through truck stops and parking lots and in tight situations at shippers and receivers. Guys and gals, look, there's more at stake than just maybe safety, of others. Since so many of us nowadays are selfish, I'm going to point out some things that you can grasp onto for your selfish hearts. All right? If you do run over somebody or damage somebody's equipment or property because you're driving too fast, I want you to think about the legal ramifications of the situation. If it is proven that you came in too hot and you ran over somebody or damaged somebody's truck, you need to think about the legal ramifications to you. You could lose your license and you could be locked up. And God forbid you have some kind of substance in your system, because it's going to trigger some kind of drug test if you hurt or damage material. Most of the big companies will drug test you and will run you through the ringer to make sure that you wasn't doing something you wasn't supposed to. And there are some really, really smooth lawyers out there. So I'm asking you, even if you look at it from that selfish standpoint, to slow down in these truck stops, in these parking lots, anywhere when it's congested and there are a lot of people around. Please back it down. You can slow down. It's better to take a little log violation than to lose your career or your freedom, let alone somebody's life. There's no excuse for you to be driving like that. And these new trucks, these automatics and stuff, they make it real easy. You just smash your foot down and boom, boom, you're gone. There's been quite a few accidents where men and women have got ran over at truck stops, and there's no call for it. Yes, the people walking need to realize this ain't Walmart. They're not always going to be stopped for. We as pedestrians should be watching out for you, but that don't always happen. We all know that people get, let's say, distracted or not. When a driver hits you or your vehicle in a parking lot, there are some things that you should know. All right. Let's start off with the fact that you could be hurt while you're sleeping in your bunk. Your truck could be damaged. You need to make a police report if your truck or yourself has been hit. You need to make sure that something is in writing. Talk to a witness. There's 1,000 things that you need to do in that situation. We're all tired and hungry when we get to that truck stop, but that is when you should be more careful. Racing the ELD is a bad idea. And if you are hit at a truck stop or your truck gets damaged, hold them responsible for the damages, your health, your lost time, whatever it needs to be, because I've been driving in this industry a long time. When I'm moving in around in these truck stops, I'm trying to keep it down, keep it slow, watching everywhere. That's not saying something might slip by there, you never know. But if I were to hit something or somebody, I would do the best I could to make it as right as I could. And they should too. If they hit you or your truck, you should make them pay for it. That is the way it goes. That's why we have insurance companies. This is our livelihood. This is our living. Now, I'm going to flip over here for a second. And I'm going to discuss some situations. I'm going to call some names of some people that's had this happen to them. In 2021, Reginald Smithers, they called him Reggie, he's 56. He was ran over at a Flying J in Brookshire, Texas. In 2022, there was a 65-year-old woman, I believe she was from California, got ran over at a Flying J up in Ellisburg. 2019, there was a hit and run with unreleased names at a Love's in Anthony, Texas. In 2019, in Anniston, Ohio, Armand Miko, 29, was run over and killed at a Pilot. And finally, this one is a tragedy, and the driver never saw it until it was too late. Somebody had a 1-year-old at the fuel pump in San Antonio in 2016. Well, that youngin' ran out in front of this truck while he was leaving the fuel pump. His parents let his hands go. That's a tragedy. That's an accident that happens it's just one of those things you can't help. And it probably is going to mess that driver up for the rest of his life, because he's got that on his mind. And no doubt he's got it on his mind. You don't just forget something like that. Just like the poor Reggie Smithers up there in Brookshire. I read that story, that was a bad situation. He was drugged a pretty good ways. And that's the thing with a lot of these trucks that hit people. They don't just hit them and knock them out of the way. They usually end up getting drugged. And that's not good. That's not pretty. That's not nothing you want to see, nothing you want to commit. But be careful out here at these truck stops. Don't race the clock. You rookies, if you just go slower, just slow it down. You can deal with a violation on your logbook, but you can't deal with killing somebody. You can't deal with destroying somebody's truck. Their livelihood could cost them everything. Y'all, please keep it down, drive safe, and may God bless each and every one of you far and beyond your wildest dreams. Catch you on the next ride.